Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. As you know, there was that massive trade on Sunday of Rafael Devers going from the Red Sox to the Giants, and a lot of talk is that the Red Sox are going to unload a lot of players. Talk is they're going to unload Yoshida Masataka, and they're going to trade Trevor Story. We're hearing all kinds of stuff. They're gonna move probably Jarren Duran. I mean, that's what the video's about here if you're watching. But the Red Sox are gonna unload a lot of players. I mean, they're probably gonna move some of their pitching. They're gonna move everybody. It seems. It seems like they want to pare down the payroll, I guess. Because I guess the ownership group owns like a soccer team, and they just signed some player to a massive contract. This is kind of what's going on here. But what I got from SI.com. They have an article. Jarren Duran could be an intriguing trade target for the Mets. Intriguing or interesting? No, it's not interesting. It's intriguing. If Boston decides to commit to a youth movement after the Rafael Devers trade, outfielder Jarren Duran could be a good trade target for the Mets to pursue. Well, he had a great year last year. Not had such a great year this year. Rafael Devers blockbuster stunned the baseball world on Sunday, raising big questions about the direction the Boston Red Sox are planning to move going forward. The New York Mets should be keeping an eye on this situation with great interest, since several players on the Red Sox could be fits for their areas of need. Well, Red Sox closer Aroldis Chapman would be a good addition to the left side of the Mets bullpen. I would mention the Mets are going to be getting Brooks Raley back very soon. He's going on a rehab, so he could be back in a few weeks. An intriguing longer-term fit would be center fielder Jarren Duran. A relatively late bloomer, Duran has cemented himself as a key contributor for Boston, hitting .264, 5 home runs, 38 runs batted in, and 14 stolen bases so far this season. Duran made headlines of his breakthrough 2024 campaign, where he hit .285 with 21 home runs, 75 RBIs, 34 stolen bases, and produced an absurd 8.7 wins above replacement, according to Baseball Reference. That performance also factors in Duran's strong defense in center field, but his potential to play is tantalizing for any teams looking to add Duran to their core. There is an open question about what the Red Sox are planning to do after trading away their best hitter to essentially clear his contract. While moving Devers' contract gives Boston a ton of financial flexibility to reload rather quickly, this deal could signal a pivot to building around the core of younger players, including the top prospect in the sport, and outfielder Roman Anthony, who is the center fielder. So, Duran is a little expendable here with Anthony here in the major leagues. While Duran could be a leader for a new wave of Red Sox, he is turning 29 in September, and it's fair to wonder if the 24 season was the peak of his value. Moving Duran now could allow Boston to add more pieces to commit to a youth movement while clearing center field for Anthony on a full-time basis. A lot of teams would be intrigued by Duran if he became available, since he is under contract control for the next 3 seasons after this one. But he would be a perfect fit for the Mets if Boston shops him. Duran would solve the team's hole in center field right now, also adding some length to the lineup and a strong presence in the clubhouse. The Mets have a lot of young pieces that could intrigue the Red Sox, including young pitchers on the verge of reaching the majors, and a wave of hitting prospects right behind them. With all the young talent starting to coalesce now, Dave Stearns could look to make a consolation trade to move a few pieces he deems expendable to add a piece to the Mets core for the near future. Trading for Duran wouldn't be a cheap proposition, since finding a two-way center fielder in his prime isn't easy, and Boston would likely demand at least 2 of the Mets' top 10 prospects to give Duran with 3 years of control left. There's also no guarantee that Boston moves Duran if the Devers trade eases the turmoil in the clubhouse, allowing the Red Sox stay hot despite the loss of its best hitter. Either way, if Duran becomes available, the Mets should make a strong bid for his services. Duran would slide in as the Mets center field for the next few years, solving a long-term problem on their roster, and could be a key piece to helping them snap their lengthy title drop. I would say, the Mets do not have any prospects as outfielders. Most of the players the Mets have as prospects are middle infielders and pitching and some catching. They have very few outfielders of note. Ryan Clifford's about it, to be honest with you. They don't really have a lot. Nothing at not even close to the major league, level. Nobody even close to even being in Double A. So they don't have a lot. I mean, Carson Bench is in Brooklyn. He's not ready yet at all. If they were to trade Duran, they would want at least 4 players, which would probably be probably Jeb Williams, probably Benj, possibly Ryan Clifford, and probably a pitcher, either Nolan McClain and Jonah Tom. Mets willing to do that? I don't know. This guy is not an elite player. He was an elite player last year, but he's not played that way this year. And the Mets, since 2021, they have not made a major trade for any big veteran player. They really haven't. I mean, if you think about it. The last player they traded, where they traded prospects for a big player, was Javi Baez. And that's been it. And we know what happened with Pete Crow Armstrong. So they might not be so willing to do a trade like this. And since David Stearns has been here, he has not made a big trade here. He's made a lot of little trades. Obviously, he made a big signing this offseason with bringing in Juan Soto, but he's not done these sort of blockbuster moves yet here with the club. I mean, and Duran is, like I said, he is a good piece. He's not a great piece. He's not an elite piece. So do you move all these players for him? I don't know. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hype. Follow me on Substack, YouTube, Facebook, and all the rest. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.